Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing very well today. Many of you often comment recommendations on what you would like for me to cover next. And there's been one of you who's been asking me to cover the Mill Street Bistro episodes plenty of times, and I just want to let you know, I have heard you loud and clear. So shout out to Speed Race for recommending these episodes to me, and everyone say thanks to them in the comments. Also, you were right, the owner of this restaurant kind of sucks, and we're going to have a lot of fun talking about him. Mill Street Bistro is actually a two-parter, which I feel like is way too much time given for this owner, but we have a lot to go through. First of all, Joe Nagy, who is the owner, believes he is the best chef around and there's no better place than his restaurant. He boasts about being taught by old school European chefs. We'll see how true that is. And he is very pretentious while believing that everyone else is very pretentious.
How you guys doing? I was trained and worked for many old school chefs that were Europeans. Just hit it with that wine right there. And I always visualized having that place of my own. Mon chéri. The word fine dining is obnoxious. Get a doily on his plate, please, if you can't back it up. Guys, verbiage, okay? Bruschetta, crostinis, you know what that is?
Okay.
But I know that I have what it takes to do it. This is their big moment at the bistro.
Joe is in denial. This is not a fine dining restaurant.
Who do you think you're talking to? This is the finest of the finest.
What he tells us every day is he is the best restaurant from New York to LA.
I would put this restaurant up against anyone because the passion.
Really, we are mediocre at best.
What is that's kind of gross. I don't know.
Isn't that wonderful?
I gotta say that I love when customers and employees have conflicting opinions about the restaurant from the owners who always think that everything is fine, because this lets me know that they're living in a make-believe world fueled by their imagination. Also, I want to go ahead and point this out because not only is this man a little big-headed, he likes to lie a little too much, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So Joe owns a farm and he talks about how he uses what he grows and raises there at his restaurant, and that's what sets him apart from the other places in town, but that's just a straight up fib.
Sustainable and local, we really are from farm to fork. That's why our food is the best by far.
He's always playing up the quality of the food.
We made that sauce from scratch.
And I know most of our stuff is frozen.
There are corners that are cut. For example, the steaks come from a wholesale food club.
Looks good, looks good.
They turn brown, they start smelling. I'm like, I would not eat that.
Yeah, so I have no idea what he's doing at that farm. Maybe he just wants to live out his old McDonald fantasy, or maybe he sells to other stores and businesses in the area, but it just doesn't make any sense that he's not selling what he has grown and raised at his restaurant. On top of being a liar, you probably already sensed this, but he can be very insulting and condescending to his employees, which just irks me to my soul because it does not take that much to not be a dick to people.
I'm eating right now?
I didn't know you came out with it before.
Excuse me.
When I think about Joe, I think of an arrogant, selfish jerk.
Quit asking all these arbitrary questions to these customers. Get the ice, cool it down.
He talks down to people.
Is there enough bread for dinner right now, or do you want me to do that part of the thinking too?
It's always somebody else's fault.
That's your responsibility that the bread doesn't taste stale.
He makes it very unbearable to even be here.
The way you treat me is disrespectful, crude.
Then you need to find another place to work.
What is this? That one. The owner was very condescending. The owner was rude. Business is super slow, and the big reason people don't come in is because of Joe.
I never had a piece of meat come back in here in 10 years.
He's the one who needs to change his way of thinking,
Don't come around starting blah, 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 blah.
or we're not going to survive.
After seeing that clip, all I could think was like, you don't deserve to have any good things, especially the good people around you. I don't care how you try to spin it as being the boss or wanting respect, but you can't manufacture respect. You have to give it to earn it back. It's going to be a teensy bit hard for me not to shade Joe throughout the entirety of this video. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to do my best, and hopefully I won't be too messy with what I'm saying.
Messy? Messy. I don't know. Messy's not really sitting right with me.
Before Gordon arrived at the restaurant, Joe invited him over to his farm so that he could show him around and share a bit of his backstory, which I think some parts are probably a little embellished. That's just my opinion.
That's my opinion! Don't you get it?
How long have you had the farm?
8 years.
How long have you had the restaurant?
5 years. I want Chef Ramsay to critique my restaurant and say, you got something, Joe. That's what I'm looking for.
Look at these beauties here. Gorgeous.
You're going to try all these animals at the restaurant. This is all the things I've learned in Europe and New York and the places I've worked in as a tableside culinary chef.
I see you work as a chef.
I am self-taught by old school Europeans, master chefs that had a liking to me because of my passion. I was in the food distribution business.
As a salesman?
Salesman and a consultant for all the large distributors. Well, things changed, so I opened up a restaurant. But
and what type of restaurant is it?
I like to say fine dining.
Fine dining. And is the restaurant making money?
No.
Why?
Because we have to get more asses in the seats, and we have to get people to take us serious. I think some people are finding me pretentious.
Really?
They're finding me arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I'm a passion-loving person.
No. You just don't understand. He's just a misunderstood kid. That's all. I think you don't have to convince people how hardworking and passionate you are. You just are. It'll be seen in your character. That's not to say that there aren't people out there who will put negative labels on you because they're jealous of whatever they lack within themselves. But if there are a lot of people saying the same thing about you, maybe there's some truth to that.
When was the last time you had a day off?
Never.
Never?
I don't
Joe,
know.
come on.
The things that I'm doing, it's pretty incredible, even to my standards.
What excites me is when I see a man this motivated to put all this effort into food in your local bistro.
Yeah.
I'm dying to taste some of that passion.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll see you back at the restaurant. Thanks for coming out.
Honestly, I don't like this segment because I feel like it is Joe trying to pull the wool over Gordon's eyes, using that phrase that Gordon famously loves to say a lot. Because Gordon's going to show up at this restaurant and see how truly crazy it is there, and Joe's just trying to butter him up before he gets to see it for himself. Even if he won't admit it out loud, there's a part of Joe that knows why his restaurant isn't working and that it probably has something to do with him. The calls coming from inside the house, that's all I will say. The funny thing about that whole dog and pony show is that the effects wore off as soon as Gordon stepped foot in that restaurant because one of the servers, Amy, started spilling the tea about Joe's behavior in the restaurant.
What's wrong with this fine dining bistro?
The business is lacking.
Why do you think that is?
It would be Joe and the way he treats the guests out on the floor, yes.
Oh, really?
If they have a complaint.
He goes and, victimizes the customer?
It has happened, yes. I've seen it happen.
Wow. And he's trained with some of the best chefs in Europe?
I've heard that story, yes.
Seriously? Wow. I mean, things are starting to unravel. Okay. Anyway, I'd like to see as much as I can so I can get up to speed with this fine dining bistro.
I don't think this man actually wants to own a restaurant because if you belittle your employees and customers, the most important people to keep your business running, then what the are we doing here? I do not understand it.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. I don't.
Also, the food is somewhat expensive since he charges $26 for a New York strip and $29 for filet mignon, which kind of makes sense in today's prices, but I guess that was expensive at the time. I really don't know. I don't eat those cuts of beef, so I actually have no idea. But really, the worst thing is paying for expensive food and then having that food brought to you, and it's one of the most blandest things you've ever tasted in your life. That is actually something that will piss me off if I go to a restaurant. Do not let me find out that I could have made this better at home.
How are you, sir? That is on the badge. Bill.
Yes.
I know your name now. You can take it off.
Thank you.
Excellent. Come on over. Good to meet you. Put that down, bud.
You as well. It's a pleasure.
Likewise. What's the first thing wrong with this place?
Well, we make no effort whatsoever to market to the locals.
Really?
Apparently, yes, I think Joe believes the restaurant's a little above the local area.
Seriously?
I think that's probably a problem.
I thought it was pricey, but I mean, 16,000 locals on your doorstep. Why would you ignore them?
Arrogance?
Wow. So, how'd you rate it in terms of the food on a scale of 1 to 10?
5.
Bill, you're scaring me.
Also, Gordon made everyone take off their name tags because he feels like it's very unnecessary and they aren't lost little dogs. At least that's what Amy said about the name tags. And a strange choice that Joe made for the menu was calling their specials features instead of specials like every other restaurant. I'm guessing because he just wants to be different. Everybody's so creative.
Everybody's so creative.
Anyway, it's time for some dishes. The first one being French onion soup, which Gordon said had too much oil and lacked onion. I don't see how you're lacking the main ingredient in the dish, but okay. The next dish was oysters Rockefeller, but before Gordon could really get into his meal, Joe thought it was a great idea to go confront Gordon about his opinions that he shared about the last dish.
Joe, Chef Ramsay said that it was greasy, had a lack of onions, and not enough cheese.
Not enough cheese?
Not enough cheese.
Let me go talk to this guy. Chef, would you like us to prepare another French onion?
Joe, it takes about 4 hours to caramelize the onions. I'd like to move on.
Want to move? Okay,
and,
sure.
And I'd like to continue tasting.
Sure.
And...
Okay, let's do that then. Have you had an opportunity to taste
yeah,
the oysters Rockefeller?
Is that a bechamel on top? What is that on there? What have you put there?
It's the hollandaise.
Hollandaise, because it's all broken, but I had to spit that out because it's bitter. That normally comes when oysters are frozen. I'm not here to argue. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I can make you another one of these if you want to just keep on moving.
Oh, no. Let's move. Let's keep moving.
Let's keep moving. Okay, I'll take these away.
Excellent.
When it comes to Chef Ramsay, I'm not intimidated because I know a lot of chefs. I've cooked and been all around. Oyster Rockefellers were terrible. That's funny, man.
I'm sorry, did he think that Gordon was gonna back down or say sorry for criticizing his food? That is him literally doing his job. That is what happens on the show that you signed up for. The amount of people who sign up for the show and expect Gordon to come to their restaurants just to tell them that the place and the food is just the best thing since sliced bread is really astonishing, derogatory. This is the moment when we see Joe's egotistical side come out because he gets really upset when Gordon made a comment about micro carrots on one of the dishes and he just lost his shit.
This would be your scallop en croûte.
Thank you, Diane. Are these the local carrots?
Micro carrots.
Oh, micro carrots.
Yeah.
From chefs?
From the local farm.
Do you not think you should let it grow a bit?
Well, I don't think they're there to be really eaten. They're more for a garnish.
Oh.
That's a garnish.
Oh, so
just to add some color.
Okay.
But I would like to explain what we're spending on micro carrots.
Yeah. Can we go through this after?
Whatever you want to do. You are here.
Right.
As our guest.
Can I give those back to you, Joe?
I don't personally want them myself, but you can take them back to the kitchen.
Oh. No, I personally didn't want them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amy.
I have staff here that'll take care of that. You don't hand me raw food in my dining room. Man, that pissed me off, man. We don't need them to bust our balls over if there's little petite carrots that go there. Those same carrots go to the White House. Those same carrots go to the 5 Seasons. They go global, okay? You would care if garnish, micro garnish carrot was on as a garnish.
I guess talking about the size of a man's carrot really sets him off. Giving off micro carrot energy when it isn't even that serious. If you really want to be mad about something, be mad that your food doesn't taste good. Worry about that and fix your shit instead of getting upset about micro carrots. One of the next dishes was an elk quesadilla, which I had no idea was even a thing. I know people eat elk, but it never crossed my mind that somebody would put that meat in a quesadilla. Also, they up making a quesadilla by putting a cheese on the outside. It's a quesadilla. Quesadilla. Queso. Cheese and español. What are we doing here?
So I am confusion. Explain!
Yes, it still has cheese, but you cannot tell me that if I handed you a quesadilla with cheese on the outside that you wouldn't be confused as well. Or maybe some of y'all like y'all quesadillas like that. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, but I'm just saying I wouldn't really call it a quesadilla. I don't know what to call it. One of the last 2 dishes that Gordon tried was one that had fish on it, which he said was too greasy and just did not taste fresh because they aren't. They are frozen pieces of fish that he's trying to pass off as catches of the day. I need people to learn that the words of the day means that they were made or caught on that day, not last night or the week before, and I'm looking your way too, Rishi. I did not forget. The last dish that Gordon ate was an elk medallion, which he said was just too tough to eat. And of course, Joe had differing thoughts about that.
Would you mind?
I would not.
Yeah, please. That is dreadful.
I can't even chew it.
I'm so sorry.
That is a tender piece of elk. Chef Ramsay does not know the bite of an elk, and I would like to go to his restaurant where he has elk. That elk is tender, it's delicious. What I'm trying to accomplish is from farm to fork. This is how these items eat. I was surprised that he didn't get that. I'm gonna challenge him. I'm gonna say, you know what? At my expense, I'm gonna go to your restaurant, you make me elk, and you show me how to make it.
Joe said you are dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
Dead wrong. He had 2 pieces. He said, and I quote, "That is a tender piece of elk."
Wow. If you honestly thought that was tender, they can eat my running shoes, you know that. Thanks for all your insight.
Okay.
Tell everyone to get ready for dinner. I'll
Okay.
be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's abundantly clear that Joe can't take any criticism, so you can imagine how the rest of this episode is going to play out. I seriously need people to start checking their personalities before signing up for a show like this because it becomes almost unbearable to keep watching them. On one hand, it keeps the show interesting because people like watching conflict. I said it before, and I'll say it again. The best kind of drama is the kind that's not your own. But it drives me mad when you see people who are so overly combative, especially over the small things. There are too many people who come on the show thinking that they know best because they are the best. Even the best of the best know when to take criticism because they know that's going to help them in their journey to perfecting their craft. I'm just saying that you would be a fool to waste an opportunity to learn something new because you have an enlarged ego. I don't think Joe is ready to take Gordon's advice when he returns to the restaurant because his feelings are really hurt. And Gordon had left the restaurant to go eat somewhere else in the area, and Joe did not like that one bit.
I just want to talk about lunch.
Yeah.
It's going to be entertaining.
Your thoughts on my lunch?
My thoughts on,
Yeah.
your lunch?
Yeah, an insight, yeah.
And I've never had anybody in my career critique my items that told me every one of them was a piece of and he had to go down the street to eat.
Wow.
That was uncalled for.
Oh my God.
Can I just give you an insight to my lunch?
Sure, since you've asked me, now you can go ahead.
That's very kind of you.
Gordon let Joe know that he didn't enjoy anything that was served to him because it was undercooked, overcooked, or just plain bland. He knows how the fish did not taste fresh, and Joe does his best to try to explain to Gordon why he's wrong, and then he twists himself into a pretzel as he tries to clarify how fresh the fish really are.
Catch the day. Out of those 3 fish, which one was fresh? He's not going to answer me. He'll just give me BS. How many of those
I'll
catch the
answer
day?
you.
You think your fish is fresh?
Does it say fresh fish?
On the board, it says fresh catch of the day. What does catch of the day mean?
Fresh fish.
Catch of the frozen freezer?
We have fresh fish.
No, we do not.
The Lake Erie perch was fresh. They were all IQF frozen.
IQF,
individually, quickly frozen.
Right. When did that come off the boat?
4 days ago.
So you haven't got any in your freezer?
Pardon?
You haven't got any in your freezer?
Fresh fish?
Have you got it in your freezer?
Yeah.
Thank you. What does catch of the day mean, Joe?
It means what is fresh, local to the region at the time.
Not frozen. You're trying to pull the wool over your customers' eyes.
Okay, so there's some education that needs to be done. I can see that.
I'm gonna need Joe to learn what words mean because that's not... Okay, technically, he is right. They are fresh in the sense that they're not a month old and they were frozen when they were at peak freshness. But when you use the words fresh catch of the day, people are expecting that fish to have just come off a boat a few hours ago. Either you're lacking basic comprehension skills or you're hoping that others won't double back around once you explain it to them. Then you had the nerve to get upset with Gordon after being proven wrong. Just take the L, man. But Joe doesn't know when to just be quiet, sit down, take in the criticism that you're receiving, because he has a response and an excuse for everything.
Elk quesadilla. Dry, rubbery, disgusting elk that should go nowhere near a quesadilla.
I'm okay with that.
What were you thinking putting that in a quesadilla?
What was I thinking?
Yeah, just...
Yeah, I got the balls to make what I feel that might work.
My next course. Elk medallions.
There was nothing wrong with that elk.
Chewy, bland, raw in the middle.
You wanted a medium rare.
Oh, paying $35 for it, I thought I deserved that.
Okay.
Excuse me, so if I got the medium, would they have tasted better?
They would have been more consistently cooked.
Oh.
I have been eating elk for 30 years. Do you have it on your menu?
Seasonally.
You explained to me what the game season is.
So it's when
Okay.
game
Okay.
is at its absolute best.
This is back in Scotland?
No,
no,
this
is where?
New York.
I rarely ever have issues when I go out to eat, but I'd be damned if the owner had the balls to tell me, well, it's your fault for ordering it in the first place. Sir, madam, however you choose to self-identify, I will burn your restaurant to the ground to match the disrespect you just gave me. That is crazy work. Don't play me like that. Also, Joe just lied for no reason when Gordon brought up the fact that Joe himself said he was taught by old school Europeans.
Let me tell you something. You're not a chef. Stop pretending to be one.
Did I tell you I was a chef?
You told me you trained with the best chefs in Europe.
I didn't tell you that. I'm self-taught by old school Europeans. Master chefs that had a liking to me.
Who is the chef here?
It's my kitchen, I'm the chef.
You just told me you're not. But now you are.
I'm not a certified chef like
No, I know
yourself.
that. But who cooks?
I do.
Right, so you're the head chef. You write the menus. You dictate the special features.
Correct.
Let me tell you something. You're not a fine dining bistro. You're a small man with a fake bistro. You're shooting way above your station. You've totally misjudged your market. Because all these pretentious ideas that you think are going to work are screwed.
I would just love to know what was Joe's reasoning for lying, because everything has been recorded. You know that, right? Another thing, if you were taught by these old school European master chefs, why aren't you selling more dishes that are common in Europe? Like, why isn't there a single country's cuisine that you're focusing on the most, since that's what you were taught? Also, there are a lot of countries within the continent of Europe, so him saying that doesn't really do anything, because I'm like, what were you taught exactly? From which countries did you learn how they make their cuisine? It just doesn't really make any sense once you start thinking about it. And maybe I am overthinking it, but it just doesn't really make any sense. It's just confusing because he said all that, but then when I look at what he's made, it's like, I have no idea what your cooking style even is supposed to be. Anyway, Gordon continues to go in on Joe, basically calling him a liar and telling him all the reasons why he should not be owning a restaurant. But the most satisfying thing about this part is seeing all the employees enjoying having someone finally tell Joe about himself.
I've never come across a bistro anywhere in the world.
In the world?
In the world.
In the world? We'll
Dude,
research that.
You are so arrogant. You don't even listen to your customers, let alone your staff. You have a gifted young group of servers that told me more problems and issues in the first 20 minutes of meeting them than you have done all day. Do you know what we could do for me? Impress me with your dinner service. Show me how you function. Chef.
You want to see what comes back? Our elk does not come back.
I'm deeply sorry your feelings are hurt.
My feelings ain't hurt.
Oh.
You can't hurt my feelings.
You're ignoring my advice.
No, I'm not.
And you're going up against me.
No, I'm not
Yes, you
ignoring
are.
your advice.
I feel like Christmas has come early.
Defensive, ignorant, and in complete
And guess
denial.
what? If I'm all that, you're my twin.
What?
Yeah, because I've been called you here many a times. So let's get over to
I can cook, Joe. When you have the arrogance to stand in front of me and charge your locals $35 for entrees that are inedible, have a look at yourself, man.
People seem to enjoy it.
I know this is a TV show, so some things are heightened and played up, but I think Gordon was genuinely dazed and confused of what just happened. Gordon said he'll be back later to observe dinner service, and I want you to guess how Joe spent his time before Gordon returned. Maybe he did some self-reflection. Maybe he was flipping through his cookbook from his old school Europeans to come up with a feature that is sure to impress Gordon. Maybe he gave everyone a pep talk, letting them know how amazing they are and how much he appreciates them. Those are things that a well-adjusted adult would do. But our buddy Joe has some different ideas.
Well, he just slammed my restaurant like it's never been. He does not know what I know about lake fish. He does not know what I know about buffalo. And I'm supposed to take this that my food is garbage and I'm a fraud? I don't give a what he says. How many times did you have Elle come back since you've been here, Bex? Jen? Kaylee? Bill? Speak up. I think every one of you need to get together. That's what this is about.
We got customers out here.
So I appreciate what you're doing. I honestly appreciate each and every one of you, what you're doing, okay?
Let's get to dinner service.
Right this way, folks. My apologies of how much you heard.
That was just nasty behavior. And I'm not calling him abusive, especially because I do not know him personally, but that was mimicking the behavior of an abusive person. Also, I'm trying to figure out how Gordon's criticisms, specifically about you, extended to your staff, and now you're trying to flip it on them as they're the reason your business is falling off the bone. I must have missed it. I don't remember Gordon doing that, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. This man is just really trying to dodge any kind of accountability. Quick chatters, y'all are a smart bunch, so I know y'all know that this dinner service did not go well. There are multiple issues, one of them being the lack of communication in the kitchen because Joe wants everyone to work in silence for some reason.
Tom, and the cream of asparagus, is it pure vegetarian?
Listen, leave the kitchen, go over the other side.
Joe gets mad if anybody's saying anything to the kitchen. You know, he says you need to be in there, you need to be quick, you need to respond to get out of the kitchen.
We went over this in the beginning of the shift.
Tom, is that poor quiet? You're not allowed to talk? Now, what does a good quiet mean? Neighbours complaining?
No, it's supposed to be any unnecessary chatter in the kitchen.
So no chatter?
Right.
So how do you communicate? Who put that up there?
I put that up. So we got a job to do. We're trying to focus. Mediocre as we are, people just, you know, if they want to talk about something, just take it out there.
You okay? Oh. You okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Don't shout.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel like that sign is probably one of the reasons his employees tolerate him but don't actually like him. First of all, communication in the kitchen is one of the most important things because everyone needs to know what's being cooked and if they're making good time getting it out to the customers. Also, it doesn't hurt to build rapport with your employees and coworkers. They are able to get food out to people at a reasonable pace, but it sure made things a little bit more confusing not to know which tables are ready to be served. Even though the customers did get their food, they were not enjoying it.
Food is still being delivered at a reasonable pace.
Porcini scallops.
Unfortunately, the food is missing the mark with many of the customers.
It's kind of gross. It just doesn't taste good.
The sauce is potent. Let me get it out of your way. Is there something else we could get for you?
No.
Sorry about that. This was sent back. She said it doesn't taste good.
Okay. What's wrong with it?
She did not like it. She said
like
it doesn't taste right.
It's strong.
Huh?
It's strong, huh? Very strong. Have a taste.
I think what she did is she got a bite of rosemary.
Oh, God, Joe. Is she complaining she got a branch of rosemary in her teeth? No, she's not. I think it's overpowering. The beer doesn't work and it's too strong. He didn't mention anything about rosemary. Come on.
The strong taste is the least of Joe's worries because somehow a customer found a pebble in their dish. What is going on?
You got a pebble in your ravioli, a rock, an actual rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a rock.
I will take this.
What is it?
This was in my lady's ravioli.
What is it?
Like a rock.
Wow. Huh? Wow. Joe, ladies, water and ravioli. Like a rock in there. What table number, please, Amy?
31.
It's like a stone.
Never seen it.
My God.
That doesn't happen here, but it happened now.
Oh, man.
All right, what else can we up here? He is being so critical.
Well, you signed up for a show to have someone come in and judge things to fix your business. So again.
Okay, so there's some education that needs to be done. I can see that.
Also, I caught how he tried to say Gordon set that up or somebody in production set that up for a pebble to be in the food. I don't know how that happened, but that's just very strange. During the dinner service, Gordon had to step outside because he received a call back from one of the former employees, Teresa, who he had reached out to so that she could share her experience when she was employed at the restaurant.
Take me from the start, will you, please? Give me some background. You quit recently? How long ago?
A month ago. I was hired for garde manger and prep.
And then what happened?
I ended up being garde manger, prep, dishes, cleaning. I did my own prep list. We have no head chef. So I'm in there busting my ass. He has to have someone always to put his frustrations onto, scapegoat. And so he had only me to do it. And I would come in every day and it was just, this is wrong, that's wrong. And telling me how horrible, I was being pretty much. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm doing much better now. I'm not crying when I go home. I'm not stressing out before I go to work. The reason I quit is I have too much pride.
You're right.
No. They took some pictures. This is the stuff that was here. That's meat in a baggie.
What's it doing in a bag?
Blood. It's to be served.
To be served?
That's the chef garden vegetables.
Wow.
That's the black grilled pork chops.
Oh my God, what is it with this guy? He preaches farm to table. All I've seen is frozen to table.
The steaks he buys, he goes to a store and buys the tenderloins and stuff and he cuts them up.
Bless Teresa for sharing her side of things and revealing how much of a fraud Joe was being. It's bizarre how he's willing to put so much effort into putting on a front for everyone else instead of just running this business authentically. Unless this is his true authentic self, which is just disappointing to learn, honestly. After Gordon's conversation with Teresa, he went back into the restaurant and went to the storage room. There he found a bunch of food that wasn't being stored properly, with half frozen raw chicken, food from 3 years ago that was still sitting in the fridge, and other items that have been freezer burnt to hell. Joe had been boasting about how fresh everything here is, and at this moment, Gordon is kind of at his wit's end, especially because Joe did something really foolish with one of the dishes that Gordon gave him a critique on, completely misunderstanding what that critique was.
Joe, I need a regular French onion soup.
Onion soup.
All right, the onion soup's ready.
Are they raw onions in there?
What's that?
Did you put raw onions in there?
I didn't know.
Why are we doing this to each other?
I don't.
Is this a wind-up? Look at me, putting raw onions in a soup. I don't know if you're just around. I'm lost, Joe. Why are you doing this?
You said earlier that it needed more onions, okay? We responded by putting the onions in there so they had more of a bite to it.
It's raw. What's the matter with you? Surely you got a bit more respect than that. I'm trying to reason with you, Joe.
I get it.
Fine.
I get it.
Fine. But I am not here to show an idiot you can't put raw onions in an onion soup. I can't teach you that. That's called common sense. That in your tiny mind is not common. Pardon? Come here, you. Should we put raw onions in a caramelized onion soup? Tell him!
No.
Thank you. You've got talented staff to tell you that. Ask your chef.
Can't lie, that was a really poor choice for Joe to make because that wasn't even Gordon's criticism about the French onion soup. He said that there was too much oil and fat and that there just weren't enough onions in there. Not once did Gordon say that it needs more crunch, because why the hell would he say that? I don't know how he completely missed the mark there. And after seeing that, I was like, Jay, do you think you could do better? I don't know, but y'all tell me. Alright, it has been a while since I cooked with y'all, and I've never cooked this dish before, but I'm hoping that it will turn out well. Okay, one of the first things I did was get my block of cheese. I have mozzarella and I shredded that up to use for later. I also seasoned the beef I'll be using in the soup. And of course, the star of the show, the onions, and I went ahead and cut up about 5 of those. And whoever said that chewing gum while cutting onions will help you not to cry, they are a fucking liar, because I definitely cried. But I was able to get them all cut up and ready to put them in for the pot. First thing I did in the pot was I went ahead and seared the beef that I'm going to be using. I'm not supposed to cook it all the way, so it's supposed to look like that. And here's how they look after searing them, and I'll be putting them in later. After doing that, it kept everything in the pot already, and I dumped in all of my onions. But the one thing I wish I did is I wish I took this oil out before putting in the onions, because it's looked a little bit darker than I expected. So don't be like me. If it looks really dark, just go ahead and replace your oil before putting in your onions. Go ahead and add in your salt, pepper, and I think I used garlic powder. And I stirred that up, just making sure that I can get some of the onions down at the bottom so they can start getting caramelized. And the caramelization process, that took very long. I didn't realize it was going to take that long. Because people are probably thinking like, oh, you're just supposed to get them a little bit brown. No, like they have to be like really brown and translucent like this. Like they're supposed to be looking like this. And really that brown is coming from what you use after cooking the beef in there. And after letting that happen, I went ahead and added in some red wine just so that can add a little bit more flavor to the onions. And I also added in some garlic that I had chopped up just to give the soup a little bit more flavor. And I added in some flour so that the soup could thicken up a little bit. And after letting that sit for a bit, I added in some beef broth. And after adding in my beef broth, I put in the beef that I cooked earlier just so that it can start to actually cook within the soup and the flavor can get throughout with the onions and everything else that was put in there. I forgot that I had to do this, but when I had my sister try the soup just so we can see if it was tasting well, I did add in some more seasonings like salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and I also used Italian seasoning just to see, you know, like how can I get it to taste well. The wine was kind of overpowering and it was a dry wine, so I ended up adding some sugar to my soup just so that we could not have such, I guess, a biting or dry taste with the soup. So if you ever cook this on your own and you use red wine, depending on which one you use, probably add a little bit more sugar. I think next time I may use some white wine. But I let all of that sit in, and that had to boil for I think about 2 more hours. I don't know why I'm forgetting the word for these bowls, but I put them in the ceramic baking bowls and I topped it off with some croutons and then the cheese, which was mozzarella cheese and Parmesan. And this is the finishing product. Okay, so now it's the moment of truth. I'm very nervous because like I said, this is my first time cooking something like this, but I do hope it tastes as well. It took me a while to eat this. I think I did pretty good, guys. I think I did a good job, hopefully. Again, that's how it looks. There we go. I think I did a pretty good job. If you notice in my soup, there were no raw onions to be found. Honestly, I just wasn't expecting this dish to take so long to cook because it took me about 4 hours. But some of the steps are similar to how it is when I cook beef stew, so it wasn't that different. I just hope when I cook this dish again that it'll come out a little bit better because I did feel like I messed up a little bit with my base, but I think it was okay. Thanks for indulging me with my cooking segment. Now to get back to the drama with Gordon and Joe. At this point, Gordon was struggling to stay at Mill Street Bistro because he was getting tired of Joe's personality and his inability to understand what has been told to him. What's really wild is that Joe was asking Gordon to be nicer to him.
It's like you're doing it to me on purpose. Joe, do you want me out of here? Tell me the truth. You want me out of here, I'm gonna leave.
I don't want you out of here.
So why are you around like this?
I'm not around like that. You want a battle?
No.
Okay.
When I told you
But
the constructive criticism, you got incredibly upset and you wanted a Band-Aid. You need surgery. Everything I said today, you went up against.
Well, you said it in a way that anybody would challenge you.
What?
The way you said it.
You're a dictator, Joe. Your staff can't talk to you. There's not one person in this building that you pay that will ever criticize you because you'll cut them down big time.
You're awesome.
Oh, Joe.
I know Gordon's approach can be a little bit off-putting because he's yelling at you, There is a method to his madness, not that I necessarily agree with it. I'm going to be honest, I'm not the kind of person that is receptive to yelling. I didn't grow up in that kind of environment where yelling was the norm. I mean, I get very annoyed when I even have to yell because I just do not like doing it. So I can understand when there are people who come on a show who just don't like Gordon's approach. But the thing is, Gordon has been trying his best to work with Joe so they can start moving in a direction that's beneficial for the restaurant. And I mean, if someone isn't really being receptive to the advice that you're giving them, it's normal to become frustrated with that. You don't have to become Gordon's level of frustrated, but that is a normal response when you feel like you're not getting anywhere with someone. I believe there is a certain way you can talk to people while voicing your frustrations without even having to yell as you're working through them. I would rather excuse myself if I feel like I'm even about to get to that point. But this is Gordon that we're talking about. He's gonna yell. That's what he does. And honestly, if Joe wants Gordon to be nicer, he should have not been giving everyone a hard time and acting like he knows everything already. I mean, do you want the help or not? Because it's very confusing.
You're so far removed of what a bistro should be.
Okay, so you don't want to hear what our elk sales are and how many people come back for it and everything else.
You can't, no.
See, there you go.
No, yeah, but you're trying. The elk was inedible. Inedible. But it's not just the elk though, Joe. Do you understand? I've got bigger and more important things to focus on than elk. I've got to start off at the bottom. And right now you won't listen. And that's what's making my life a nightmare.
But when you sit there and you went off about every thing in there,
you've been
in front of
defensive.
Everybody. No, I wasn't defensive. I was respectful to you. I want people to come in here and say, man, Joe, you're really doing something.
Good, but it's not working currently, Joe.
Right, I agree.
But you're not telling yourself enough of it because your staff are scared to tell you.
I am telling myself it, but we're in this groove. I got blinders on, but I do want to make it better. I want this restaurant to be a quality restaurant.
In another effort to get Joe to really face his flaws, Gordon has gotten the rest of the staff at the front of the house of the restaurant while Joe is off somewhere else watching them on a monitor, so he can hear them share their experience with Joe without him interfering. I don't know what the hell Joe has done to these people, but they were like scared to share their thoughts.
Who's gonna start? There's no formalities here. This is wide open. Amy.
I think Joe is at fault for the lack of business because of the way he berates the staff in front of the customers. It turns people off and turns people away.
He needs to control his temper. He was cussing at me right here in front of the door and then dragged me into the kitchen and started screaming at me even louder. So I might as well have been sitting right out here. And I mean, everybody witnessed it, and my table was so disgusted they just wanted their check to leave. And they left me a note, you know, telling me to keep my chin up and that I did a great job and everything I was supposed to do. And I had left that note to Joe, and he would tell me, don't let that get to your head when people tell you you're doing great, because there's always mistakes being made. It was to the point where I ended up having to go into the back because I started crying, and I didn't, you know, I just didn't want to be like, I don't know. I mean, and we have Joe constantly saying, well, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. We all get flustered and, you know.
See, this is one of the moments why I said it's difficult for me to be super nice about Joe and his behavior, because who does that? You shouldn't be screaming at the top of your lungs to anybody, especially your employees. Also, going out of your way to belittle Kaylee when she did not deserve that, and then you have the nerve to sit up here and whine about how Gordon's not treating you so kindly. Your hypocrisy is comical.
Let's just laugh at him now.
Hello, Editing Jay here because I have a few more thoughts to say. Remember earlier how I said how Joe cannot manufacture respect? What I really meant is like artificially manufacture respect, because when you do stuff like this to people, what he did to Kaylee, how can you expect those around you to actually like revere you in a positive way? As I mentioned a minute ago, people are not going to say much to you because you're the one paying their checks and you're the one who is giving them employment, and they really need that employment. So for you to just take advantage of your position like that is a really sad thing to do. And I don't know why you feel the need to be yelling at people and to be telling them they're making mistakes all the time. I don't know if you have some unresolved trauma from your parents not giving you much attention, or they're always was telling you that you weren't good enough. You need to figure it out with the therapist, not yell in these people's faces. Again, I really hope you changed. It's been years. I really hope you changed. But rewatching that clip pissed me off because it makes no sense. It's just when you speak to one of your employees like that, of course the other employees aren't going to want to speak up because they're going to have fear that they're going to be the next one being yelled at, or they may lose their job because they're standing up for that person or themselves. And I just hate that they even had to be in an environment like that, because you should at least feel safe when you're at work. You know, you shouldn't have to come into work fearing that you're going to be yelled at or you're going to be on someone's bad side. Like, everything isn't always going to be comfortable, but like that's insane, man. Like, come on. A small person does that. That's why when you started saying all that BS to Gordon earlier about how you're passionate and how you're a hardworking person, I didn't really believe it. And I was right not to believe it. When I make these videos, it's not to put other people down, but I'm just calling out what I see. And you're not a good person. Maybe you got some good qualities, but I'm feeling like you're not a good person all the way throughout. You need to work on some things. Yeah. But like I said, hopefully you changed. Chef Tom also mentioned how he did not like the food that they cooked at the restaurant. And he said that he'd rate it a 2 out of 10. But I was like, aren't you kind of snitching on yourself? I would have said it's a 2 if Joe's in the kitchen, but it's an 8 if I'm near. Other staff mentioned how there are customers who will not stop by the restaurant if they recognize that Joe's car is out in the parking lot because they just do not want to deal with him.
The guy that was sitting there across from you while you were having lunch, he said he would send it back, but he doesn't want to listen to Joe yell at him.
If they see Joe's vehicle outside, they'll go somewhere else because they don't want to be bothered at their table.
He'll talk and talk and talk to a table the entire time they're here about himself.
Joe feels that this is his house and these are his dining guests and they want to hear all about him.
Which is nothing worse when you're trying to eat
And
dinner.
then we're told to give him a minute when it's our table. We're trying to service them and trying to do what we are our job, and then we get yelled at and ridiculed in front of them.
Wow.
He yelled at me saying, when I am with the table, we are in a meeting.
Seriously? Rebecca, what's he holding a meeting over? What's he talking about?
Himself.
Himself.
How do you get through to Joe? How do you
get the message across to him?
We don't. We get told what to do.
We have meetings all the time, but it's usually him telling us what we've done
directing
wrong
us to what we should and shouldn't do. We've all been ridiculed. We've all been belittled. We've all been screamed at and cussed at, and we're doing everything wrong.
It's hard. It's hard because we want to see this restaurant succeed, but there's just times when you can't take it, the stress. I mean...
How many of you thought about quitting at any one time?
There's so much to address, but I feel like I'm going to start repeating myself because it's a lot of what I've already said in the first half of this video. But I do want to say this, and it might sound weird because I create YouTube videos that are potentially seen by many, many people, but I'm not the kind of person that seeks out attention. I just so happen to get attention, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. That's something that I spoke about in my review of Nope. But it seems like Joe just wants a lot of attention and validation and power, which is just very strange because I don't think a restaurant is the stage for that, if you will. As I said earlier, I don't really think he wants to own a restaurant because I have not seen where his passions lie in wanting to just share good food with other people. You ridicule your staff and your customers, which is something that a good owner wouldn't do. For sake, you tell your staff that they can't even talk around you like that. You're the main one who's supposed to set the atmosphere for this place. And if a lot of people come here and say they're feeling uncomfortable, they're not going to want to come back and mark your restaurant as a place to avoid. Why are you f***ing your money up like that? I don't know why. And it's one of the most confusing things that I have been thinking about during watching these episodes. And I feel bad for your staff because whether you are aware or not that you're doing this, you have been abusing your authoritative power with these people. Of course, they're not going to sit and argue with you because they need a job. And it's not always easy to find a new job. So for you to show them disrespect when it's not warranted, it's just you being drunk on a power trip because there's a part of you that knows they'll tolerate it because they probably really need employment.
All I ever want to tell Joe is just to back off, not to ridicule every single thing.
We're a lot more productive if we don't have all the extra chaos.
And stop blaming us for his inadequacies.
You screwed it up. Quit yelling at me.
Joe doesn't want to take responsibility. He would tell me there's always these.
My dad wanted to choke Joe out due to the way he was talking to me.
Yeah, needs to back off. It's not right.
We're not done yet, but I really hope that Joe has changed since these episodes aired. Everything I've said is a critique of the kind of person he was at the time of the recording for this, and it'd just be really sad if he has not changed since then. I'm just being honest. These episodes are not the best showcase of the kind of person that you are. Gordon lets the staff know that Joe has been listening the entire time and he brings him down so he can talk to everyone else. Joe starts off well with acknowledging how he does need to change his attitude if he wants the business to improve, but it seems like that moment of clarity doesn't last for long.
I was sitting upstairs listening, and I gotta say that what has happened here ultimately is my responsibility and my fault. I don't think that I'm a bad person in heart, but I'm tough, maybe a little bit too tough for this business. I need to soften up. We got a lot of work. A lot of things need to change. And if that means that I need to change, and you need to change, and we all need to change, we're gonna do it.
Joe immediately went to, we need to change. He cannot take responsibility for his own actions.
This is not going to work unless you are 100% behind changing. Because everything that this restaurant stands for today is you, yet it's been propped up by your team. Are you 100% committed to change?
I'm 100% committed to change whatever needs to be changed to make this restaurant, to find its potential.
Then so am I.
I don't know how serious Joe is with willing to change, but we'll see if he's actually able to commit to that. Well, there was a small step in the right direction when Gordon brought up how it is expensive to eat food from this restaurant, and Joe agreed with him. And I took this as a good sign that he's willing to adapt to Gordon's changes, but then we backslide when he lies about something so trivial.
When was the last time you had a burger on the menu?
We've never.
Never. And as a bistro,
Yeah?
why would you not have a burger on the regular menu?
Chef, when I did talk to the staff, they didn't want a $10 burger. They don't want to sell it.
Not the staff.
Right, but that they were...
Customers.
Right.
So the staff didn't want a $10 burger.
Right, they felt that, like, you know...
Is this BS?
No.
Come with me.
Okay.
You, cook my burgers. Gotcha. Where's the team? Right, I asked Joe, when was the last time we had a burger on the menu? He said, the staff don't want to sell a $10 burger. Is that right?
No.
No.
You're not anti-selling a burger?
No.
Every time I smell BS, I'm going to go for you. Let's go.
I guess it's baby steps for this man, but I'm gonna be honest, Joe, it was too absurd to be true. That's why Gordon was easy to catch you in that one. Gordon has added burgers and walleye fish to the menu, so we'll see if customers are eager to try those new dishes, and we'll see if Joe is able to do better this night. Also, Gordon rightfully took down that ass quiet sign in the kitchen. It had no business being there. Customers were enjoying the new menu items and giving positive feedback about them, but just because of one little mistake that Joe made, he decided to just disengage with everybody, and that just made the whole dinner service more difficult.
With Chef Ramsay's guidance, the kitchen manages to get the burgers and other entrees ready for the customers.
You both had the walleye?
It's really good. I really like this.
Go. Next after that, Joe, what is it? Go. What tick is that? Burger? Walleye, where was that going?
That is table 50.
50, thank you. Who's 50, please?
Wait, my appetizer haven't went out yet.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, come on, guys.
My entrees were up before my appetizer was up because Joe stabbed the ticket without serving my appetizers.
Joe, 2 seconds, please. Joe, what are we doing? Why do we sell that then if we haven't sent the appetizer? Look at... Joe, please. Joe, I'm talking to you. Joe. No answer. Nobody's talking, no one's saying anything.
I'm hoping one of these are mine for 53.
What are we waiting on that table, Amy?
This fish is not going with this. None of these fishes are going with this ticket.
Guys, none of these fishes are going with the ticket you just sent.
I don't know what it is, but it seems like this man can't help but sabotage himself. At this moment, it's seeming like it's a kink because are you allergic to growth? That one mistake wasn't even anything super serious to shut down over. All you had to do was just tell them, I'm sorry. Tell the customers that I'll go ahead and work on it and we'll just handle it for them. All of it really is just making sure you're communicating with someone. But that's something that Joe is still struggling with.
Joe!
What do you want me to do? You want me to stop over here?
No, not stop,
what
but
do you want me to
talk.
do?
I'd like you to step up and man up a little bit.
We're going to man up. We're
This
trying to get
fish
this out.
here, what's it for?
It is for this table. Tommy's doing the saute.
Talk to them then.
Right here.
Talk
Tommy,
to your staff.
Talk to me. You talk to me. Where's the ticket for this?
You stick a sign up there saying quiet. Don't say anything.
Where's the ticket for
Help
this?
your servants.
I just gave the servers a ticket.
So
For
this
that
here.
table, correct.
Can we complete this table though?
Yeah, he's on that side.
Help
over
him
there.
there.
I'm helping him. I got the other
You're
phone.
not. You're screwing him.
Because of Joe's attitude, that added more fuel to the beef between him and Gordon. And really, things got worse when Joe asked a question about the elk quesadilla that he was serving because he was wondering if it was too crispy or not. Really, this is when Gordon lost it and just told him to take the elk quesadilla off the menu. It's already something that he said that he doesn't like. And it just turned into one big screaming match between the two of them.
What do you need over here?
We need an elk quesadilla. That's really what I need.
Okay, why don't you finish what you were doing?
I'm doing the...
Okay, I'll do the quesadilla. Everyone see how we make this crap?
I haven't got the appetite, Joe.
I know, because you wouldn't come over here and say, you know, don't get it that crispy or don't do that with it. I mean, that's what it was.
What are you on? What the are you on?
Oh, you
I won't come over there, say, get that a bit crispy. An elk quesadilla, you want confirmation that it's a good dish? It's disgusting, Joe.
So you wouldn't give me any input on it?
Get rid of it.
You want me to get rid of it right now? And that's
I would.
One?
I would.
Get rid of the thing. We don't have it.
Oh, here we go.
No, we don't have it.
Here we go.
We don't have it.
Here we go.
Make yourself clear.
Stop asking such ridiculous questions. Come over here
Don't
and tell me it's crispy. Are you that stupid?
So don't serve the thing, right?
Whose restaurant is it?
It's my restaurant
Then
and I'm
act
asking for
responsible.
I'm asking for help.
Then wake up.
You wake up.
Idiot.
Come in here and help me instead of running your job.
You shouldn't even be in the kitchen. Get out.
Go ahead. Get out. Go ahead. You put it
Let's
all
finish
together.
it. Let's finish it.
Off then. Off.
Yeah, and take that with you. That's right, we're stopping an elk quesadilla. Breaking news in Mexico.
Honestly, it didn't even have to go down like that, especially because the initial issue was something that was so simple to fix. But I guess Joe has way too much pride to admit when he has made a mistake. And after getting kicked out of the kitchen, Joe didn't go into his office to go think about his actions. He decided to go up to the customers and air out his grievances.
This guy got his head up his ass. He's saying that I'm a fraud and that my elk is terrible. Nobody likes it. And he knows everything about any food on the planet, but he doesn't have an elk farm, okay? There's a difference between passion and he's got a double dose. We were face to face. I said, you're not narcissistic. I said, you got 750 chefs that do your thinking. I said, you need them because you're so full of yourself. I said, I'd love to see you, do what I do. Chef Ramsay doesn't have the balls, the power, or the authority to kick me out of my kitchen. You would have to roll your tape back because he didn't kick me out of my kitchen.
Get out!
I walked out.
Joe, I can assure you that those people didn't give a single damn about any of your whining, and it was extremely weird of you to think that was something appropriate to do. They spent money here to eat food and have a great time, not to be your therapist to soothe your feelings. Those women wanted no part of your venting session, and it looked like they wanted to say this.
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care!
Nearing the end of dinner service, Gordon sat down with Joe again so they could have a more level-headed conversation this time. But before Gordon could even get to his point, Joe was very eager to throw Chef Tom under the bus like it was nothing.
You are making my life a misery. I've been in hundreds, and I mean hundreds of kitchens across this country.
Chef, can I interject one thing? Tommy, he prepared a lot of those items, and I'm not blaming him,
Joe.
but I should have stopped them.
Joe, stop looking for a way out to justify.
I'm not looking for a way out.
Stop. I'm not going to argue, Joe. I'm not going back there. Enough is enough. You are running the business into the ground, and I'm going to tell you something really important, and I want you to listen. You cannot be in that kitchen.
I can't lie, that was diabolical. I've never seen someone this allergic to taking accountability for their actions. It's wild because Joe keeps saying that he gets the point to all of this and he's going to try his best to do better, but then he just skedaddles away from actually trying to improve his attitude. Gordon isn't yet ready to give up on this place, so he created a new menu that's sure to impress the customers and hopefully bring them back, which includes dishes like the new Mill Street burger, an elk sausage burger, elk chili, and seasonal fish options. Gordon and Joe also announced to the rest of the staff that Joe will no longer be in the kitchen, so there will be a new chef who's already local to the area that will be taking over operations for a while.
He's the partner and the executive chefs at one of the best restaurants in Cleveland, the Greenhouse Tavern.
Oh my.
Love it there.
You love it there?
I do.
Say good morning to Brian Goodman. Chef. All right. The secret of success, if you can put it in a nutshell, what would it be at the Greenhouse Tavern?
The secret to success, truthfully, is local, fresh ingredients. And it's all about having that knowledge in your head. Like, be confident with what you're doing, because that's what we're going to be in the kitchen tonight, confident.
Now, he's going to set up your kitchen. He's going to shortlist an interview to getting a chef here once he's gone. You have a real chef that knows what he's doing. There's no better.
You know, this is the only episode I've seen where the business that's featured in the episode doesn't actually get a makeover, but the menu was changed and the staff has been prepped on how to run dinner service this night. Before dinner service, Gordon went to a relay that was held by the American Cancer Society, giving a donation to help with cancer research. I mentioned this before, but I've lost many family members to cancer and complications due to it, so it's always and forever fuck cancer. Not only was there a donation to this relay, Gordon also invited people who were at the event to come to the restaurant by later on so they can try out the new menu. As dinner service began, everything was going great. Food was getting to customers on time, the kitchen was running efficiently, and Joe was doing a good job at being an accommodating host.
We have some food.
Just going.
Very good.
It's like perfect.
And as the guests enjoy the brand new food,
You need anything from me?
Not at this moment in time.
the servers are enjoying a brand new Joe.
Let me take out I'll go do the waters for you. I know what you need with water.
It is very nice to see Joe doing something productive.
If there's any wines that you can't do, especially the house sellers, let me do those.
I'm not sure if it's because he doesn't want to get yelled at anymore, how he doesn't want to be told he's doing anything wrong, but right now he's being great.
Joe?
How does it feel to hear a kitchen communicate like that? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel proud.
So keep it going, yeah?
Okay.
The only thing that went wrong was when Joe made a little oopsie and brought food to the wrong table, and that did mess things up a little bit.
We're a little bit early with your food. Okay, enjoy.
Do you have a 21 up there, Brian?
21? It already ran. I sent it with Joe.
Wait.
What's that?
They don't have their food.
21.
Okay.
Joe, when
Yes.
you took out that pot pie and the walleye, where'd you take it to?
21.
No, you didn't. They don't have their food.
Let's check.
21's the one that was right by the fireplace. That's 21.
For him to mess up was kind of entertaining.
I think we have this back.
Oh, you're taking it away.
Because, you know, he screams and yells at us for making these small little mistakes. Well, he took a wrong table, the wrong food.
Whoa, sir, where are you going with that?
This went to the wrong place.
Okay.
Okay. For a
Did it
moment.
actually sit on the table physically?
Yes.
So the person somebody saw this fish?
No, not the customer that is getting it.
But did it sit in front of anyone?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna need to drop a new fish for sure.
Oh my God. Who dropped it at that table in the first place?
I brought it there.
The only time food comes back is when you serve food to the wrong table. It's the only mistake tonight.
You know, if there's anything that could have gone wrong at night, I'm glad it was just that. At least that's what the show wanted to show us. After dinner service, Gordon gathered everyone to praise them for the work that they did and let them know that they did a great job and to encourage them to keep it up once he's gone. But he knows it's up to Joe to not slip back into his old ways.
Joe, you have a stunning restaurant, a stunning team. Let them do it. Yes, it's been a hard week for all of you because you have a very, very stubborn owner here, right?
Right. Yes.
And if this restaurant is going to succeed, each and every one of you are going to give me a promise that when Joe starts to step backwards into his old comfort zone, you need to stand up to him. Yeah? Oh, right. I really meant what I said to your staff. You start cutting corners, going back to your old ways, honestly, it's going to fail.
You delivered.
Well,
it was rough.
It's over to you. Didn't have to be that rough, let me tell you, because you're one stubborn man.
Well, it didn't have to be, but you got to remember what we were talking about me, Joe Nagy.
Okay. I can't wait to come back.
Good.
And the last place I want to see you is in the kitchen.
Understood.
Good.
Months later, business had improved a bit and Joe kept some of the dishes on the menu that Gordon had brought in. But some of the employees seen in the episodes were not there during the check-in. It was not disclosed if they left on their own or if they were fired. One of the promises that was broken and one that all of us could have seen coming was Joe placing himself as head chef again. While the eatery did earn 2 5-star Yelp reviews after its 2-part Kitchen Nightmares episode was filmed in June 2012, its online accolades were predominantly single-star by the time they aired in March 2013. By December of that year, Mill Street Bistro has been rebranded as the Maple City Tavern, with Nagy still at the head of operations. However, Yelp reviews for the newly renamed establishment were still dismal, averaging only 1.5 stars. Mill Street Bistro rebranded in December 2013 as Maple City Tavern, but even a new identity couldn't save Joe Nagy's failing business. The restaurant under its new guise permanently shut its doors in 2016, marking the end of a nearly 10-year run for the restaurant owner, who first opened Mill Street Bistro in 2008. Records indicate that the building was sold that year for $140,000, less than half the original asking price of $379,000 that the space was listed for in September 2013. It's a good restaurant and a wonderful building. The guy who bought it will make it a very nice place as well, he added. Of course, I checked out the article that he was interviewed for, and he shared his thoughts about the area of Norwalk and how he sees a lot of potential in the place and believes it's a good area. He also shared his thoughts about his time on the show. Nagy said he's fine with all the choices he has made, including the appearance on Kitchen Nightmares. That show was reality television, he said. It was not a culinary show, but I don't regret doing it. Nagy said that he wished he and the staff could have taken away more practical restaurant applications from the show, things and ideas that they could have used. It was really more about personalities and dramas, he said, but I have no regrets. Life is great. I have a wonderful family and everything turned out fine. I get what he's saying, but Gordon literally gave you so many ideas that you could use. Also to say that the show was more about personalities and drama, but you played into that. So it's just funny seeing some people take the high road after being on the show, especially when they know that they didn't show their best qualities. I'm just saying there's no one that made you act like that on camera. That is all you and how you decide to showcase yourself to the world. But after the episodes were recorded, this wasn't the last interaction that Joe had with the production company, because it ended up reporting them to the police with claims of property damage and theft. Mr. Nagy claimed Ramsey's crew left after filming the final post-makeover scenes, leaving damage caused by installing wiring and lighting fixtures into ceiling panels. He also told police that a cooking pot disappeared along with a plastic tub which contains several elk steaks or chops. A police report dated July 16, 2012 details his allegations about goings on Mill Street Bistro on Norwalk, Ohio. Mr. Nagy said in a statement that a film crew had filmed Kitchen Nightmares at his business and the entourage left without notice in the early hours. He admitted a caterer also had access to the premises at the time. A spokeswoman for Norwalk police confirmed the force had received an allegation of petty theft, which was resolved by the parties concerned. Mr. Nagy also claimed that he was misinterpreted as a trigger-happy hothead who did not have a clue about the restaurant business. Again, that is how you represented yourself. You can't behave insufferably on camera and then act surprised when the evidence is played back. Yes, there are cuts and music overlaid to make things a little bit more dramatic, but they literally were just showing what was captured on camera. Joe did win his case against the Kitchen Nightmares production company with a payout of $1,100 and a little bit more. Joe is still in the food business, and it seems like he still lives in the Norwalk area. He was spotted in September of this year with his food truck selling items such as alligator cheeseburgers, bison cheeseburgers, alligator bites, and of course, elk cheeseburgers. I guess he still wants to bring the locals interesting foods to eat. That is all I have for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. And if this is your first time here or you just haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you never miss another upload from me. My next milestone for me is to get up to 15,000 subscribers, and I know that we can do that. And after 15, of course, 20,000. So if you do enjoy, please make sure to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos of me talking about Kitchen Nightmares and Hotel Hell, you can click on the playlist. I'll be somewhere up on the screen, and as always, it'll be available in the description and a pinned comment along with my other playlists. Once again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really do appreciate it. I always enjoy having these chats with y'all. Until next time, take care of yourselves, do something kind for yourself. Goodbye.
This is my buddy here.
Your buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, Goat.
Hey, come here, Skinny.
What's his name?
His name's Skinny.
Skinny.
Yeah, he's very affectionate. He just really wants to be loved, you know.
Are we gonna slaughter him?
No.
No. Oh.
You know, I always tell Skinny, I said, you're the only one that's not going to get whacked around here. You know what I mean? Everybody else is up for
wow.
debate. You know, but he's like my dog, and I take him for rides.
He's not your pet, Skinny.
Yeah, he just loves to be around me.
He's close to you, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an affectionate guy.
You were about to kiss him then, weren't you?
Nah, I don't kiss him.
I can tell you guys are close.
Yeah, we're close.
Maybe a little too close, eh? Hey.
Hey.
Hey, don't you dare.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, stop.
You can see he's jealous.
Yeah.
Me and you talking. I'll be 2 minutes, Skinny, okay?